Annexure A. If you will go there. Annexure A, the very first firearm that you put in the list of firearms that were destined for destruction, it's a CZ 9mm.
Uyakubona lokho ukuthi naso ke uyabona item 1 ethi CZ in 9mm kwaku ezinye zeyibhamu ke or esinye seyibhamu esayifanele ukuthi naso siyo destroy kunjalo.
Yebo kunjalo.
Isn't it so?
Then when you go to item number 9, it's also another CZ 9mm.
Masiya ku item number 9 sabona ukuthi nayi CZ 9mm enye futhi kunjalo.
Yebo kunjalo.
Isn't it so?
Thank you. Now, furthermore, in cross-examination, Mr. Masondo also confirmed that the firearm that he was investigating was sent for ballistic science laboratory at the FSL, and at the laboratory they were able to identify its original number through an etching process.
Through
an etching process.
Okay.
Through a process.
Umasonto.
Yes.
Ngeba ngophela ke uke wabuzwa imibuzo ke abameli lana uthi lesi sibhamu sahanjiswa sayiswa khona lapha ne-FSL kanti sithi masifika khona ke ngaleyo ngcuba seyishilo i-etching process kwakwazi ukuthi kutholakale inamba yakhona yaleso sibhamu.
Umasonto njalo.
Is that Masondo that is saying so?
Yes, it's Masondo.
Ngiyamkhulumela ke Nkosi enkantolo.
Thank you.
If that is the case, I am not going to speak on behalf of Masondo.
And further on, he, under cross-examination, he said the owner of the firearm was traced, and it was discovered that the firearm actually belonged to a security company, Fidelity Security Company.
Uchimnikazi wesibhamu ke bamthungatha bamthola ke bathola ukuthi lesi sibhamu kahle kahle ke isibhamu se-Fidelity Company.
Oh, it was registered.
Okanye kwaba isibhamu esiregistered ngaphansi kwe-Fidelity Security Company.
Yes.
Ngisho njalo kusho ukuthi uyazi akwenzayo yena.
If that is what he says, it means that he knows what he is doing.
Yes. So, briefly, what I want to bring to your attention is that the investigating officer who was entrusted with the investigation of that firearm that he was investigating in Cleveland case, through the etching process, the numbers were retrieved. The owner or the ownership of the firearm was also identified.
So ke ukuthi lona ke okuyena ke obenegunya lokuthi angaphenya lelicala uye wakwenza lokho wathatha isibhamu wasisa kwe-ballistic ngayo leyo process okuthiwa i-etching kwase kuba ke kutholakala ke inombolo yaleso sibhamu ke nomnikazi wesibhamu watholakala.
Hayi cha. Ngiyakuzwa lokukhathi ngikuzwa namhlanje.
Yes, I can hear that, and I'm only hearing it today.
Yes, that is his undisputed evidence. Now, very quickly, let's go to Annexure X2. Let's go to Annexure X2, but before we go there, let me ask you the following.
X2.
Is it correct that when an officer comes to the police station to request for a firearm for purposes of investigation, the custodian, that's now the person in whose possession the firearm is at the police station, who in this instance would be the gentleman that is, or the lady responsible for the SAP-13, he will also, or she will also have to countersign as an acknowledgement that this firearm has been handed out.
ngabe kuyona inqubo ke leyo ukuthi nango phinye icala iIO uzothatha isibhamu khona lapha na SAP 13 lona ocaphe iSAP 13 ngaba ke ubaba noma umama ogade khona lapha uma lona esayinela ukuskipha naye ufanele ukuthi asayine uqinisekisa ke okanye ukusho ukuthi sakhishwa yena ekhona ufanele ukuthi asayine lo ocaphe iSAP 13 naye
okwenzekayo lana ke njengamanje
No.
not yet done.
Just before you tell me about okwenzakalayo, is that what is supposed to happen?
futhi ufuna ukwazi ukuthi ngabe yilokho okufanele ukuthi kwenzeke na abanye amazwe ufuna ukwazi ukuthi yebo noma cha
if isibhamu siyabuya or siyahamba
uthi isibhamu siyakhishwa
siyakhishwa
iphoyisa liyafika lizosithatha lona ke okuyena obheke SAP 13 ngabe naye ufanele ukuthi masiphuma leso sibhamu asayine naye phansi uqinisekisa ke ukuthi saphuma ngaphansi kwehlo lakhe ngamanye amazwe
no ngoba lento yenzeka about dala 2015
No, Mr.
bekungenzeki ukuthi umuntu asayinele isibhamu lo sebenza 13
bengenze na
masiphuma isibhamu awusayineli ngalezi akhathi kodwa kuku implementiwe manje it's a new implementation and sure there is a form unfortunately ayikho there is a form by implementile national ukuthi manje this is the form okufuneka isetshenziswe where both of you need to sign now the handing over and the receiver and the handing back and the receiver.
Okay.
Now, this is happening only now.
Yes.
There is a form that has been implemented.
Yes.
It was issued by the head office.
Yes.
That whenever there's a person that comes to book out the firearm,
Yes.
that form must be filled in. Together, you and the person that is booking out must then sign. Even upon the return of the particular firearm,
Yes.
You and the person that is bringing back the firearm must also sign. But back in the years, that was not happening.
Okay.
It is only happening now.
The form by result is a temporary receipt form.
That form is called temporary receipt form.
You have told this court that on the 20th of July 2017, no, listen to me, Mr. Mtshali, listen to me.
Yes.
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 On the 20th of July, when Mr. Mangena came to, or when the person, you did not even know, actually you knew it was Mr. Mangena, but you did not know that he was forensic, he was a ballistic expert.
Yeah.
When he came to fetch the firearm, it was in your presence.
Uma eza ke ngoba ngaleso sikhathi uma ngena makeza ubungazi ukuthi lo mlisa lona okanye lo muntu lona ke uyi personnel yase forensic or ballistic uzile wazothatha ke lengxenye yobufakazi le exhibit wena ukhona uqobo lwakho
Yebo kunjalo.
it isn't it so yes
In other words, it is you who gave him the exhibit that he came to fetch.
ngabanye amazwi wena ke wamnikeza leyo exhibit ebezile ukuthi azoyithatha
Yebo.
yes sir
And that process of fetching of that exhibit by Mr. Mangena was also noted in the relevant register.
kanti ke leyo nqubo yokuthi lona uma ngena eze azothatha leyo ngxenye yobufakazi yabhaleka phansi nayo kwi register
Yebo.
yes
Mr. Mangena signed
uma ngena wasuyasayina
Yebo kunjalo.
it is indeed so
as an acknowledgement of receipt of that item that he came to take.
ngesiqinisekiso ke sokuthi uyitholile lento abezoyifuna khona lapha yana
Yebo.
that is correct
Did you sign?
when you were signed
No.
no I did not sign
Why?
ingani ungazange wasayina
Ingoba ngizoyibeka nje kanje ukuthi wayengekho signature yami la mawungabheka lama entry.
I'm not
Explain as
asking.
to why my
Sorry,
signature is not there. If you have a look at the entries here,
Sorry.
Let the witness explain. Now you're stopping him.
Mr. Msia, I'm sorry.
Mr. Mnisi, let the witness explain. He wants to explain.
No, but the question is coming from me.
Right, that's how he's answering it. The other day, you gave me some lecture on what a witness is not allowed to choose and choose. Now, this one selects or chooses to explain. Let him do so.
But my lord, the question is, I'm not asking this witness whether or not he signed on the register. There, I'm asking him whether he signed or not. And then he's saying the reason why my signature is not in the registers. That's not my question. My question is, you say you did not sign. And you're saying yes. Now my question is, why did you not sign? I'm not asking you, why is it so that your signature is not appearing on the registers? Do you understand my question?
I heard you clearly.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard you clearly.
Why did you not sign? Forget about the register. We'll still come to the register. Why did you not sign?
Because angizange sayine ngoba wayesifaka futhi sikukhona umuntu ozosithatha ahambe naso same time. So sasihlalanga even 5 minutes leso sibhamu. Under my care, everything was done on a table.
Because it was booked in, and immediately, not even 5 minutes had passed after it was booked back. Then it was taken, and the transaction, all the transaction happened on my table. So it didn't take more than 5 minutes under my watch.
Maybe you did not understand my question, Mr. Mtshali. Let me take it very slow. On the 20th of July 2020, when Mangena or Mr. Mangena came to fetch the firearm.
Day 20 is July 2020. Umangena mageza ezothatha isibhamu uzobhuka out isibhamu.
Did Mr. Mangena sign as an indication of the fact that I am now receiving this firearm, I'm taking it away?
Ubaba Mangena wasayina uqinisekisa ukuthi ngiyasithatha ke lesi sibhamu ngihamba ngaso. Ngabe kunjalo?
Yebo kunjalo.
It is so, yes.
Thank you. Did you sign?
No.
No. Tika azangi sign.
Why did you not sign?
Awusayinanga yini?
We didn't sign. We assign sayisibhale nje ukuthi item so and so is booked out to Pretoria by so and so, by so and so. And lo muntu uyasayina ngoba uye manje in charge for that exhibit.
Normally we don't sign. We will only mention that item such and such or item so and so was taken by such and such a person, maybe booking it out, going to Pretoria. We don't, and that person is the one that signs. We don't sign.
Additionally, he lettered this temporary receipt which has been implemented now.
That is the reason why the National Office had introduced this temporary receipt form, which is being implemented now.
Because
Because they were trying to curb these errors that were taking place in the SAP 13.
So what you're saying is, when the firearm, as per your explanation, is booked out, the person who is booking out the firearm was not expected to sign. It was only the person who was receiving the firearm was expected to sign.
Okushoyo yilokho ke ukuthi lona oskiphayo isibhamu bengalindelekile kuyena ukuthi makasayina lona ke ostathayo uyena ke bekulindelekile kuyena ukuthi makasayine njengoba istarta ke lesi sibhamu usho njalo bekusetshenzwa kanjani
hayi ke siyilungise
let's correct this
siyilungise ngosenkantolo
your lordship
mina asikho isidingo sokubhuka out isibhamu ngisise FSL
now
as a SAP 13
now as an SAP 13 personnel there is no need for me to can book out the firearm and take it to FSL or ballistic.
A responsible IO
okuyena ke
uyokumele azosibhuka out from the story yena usibhuka out usisaphi either ballistic or further investigation.
Now the responsible IO is the very person that will have to come and book it out, be it that he is taking it to ballistics or for further investigations. He is the same person that has to book it out.
Uyokumele asayinele ngoba sizoba kwi-position yakhe.
He is the very person that has to sign for it because it will remain in his possession.
So that masilahleka sibuzwe kuyena.
So that if it gets missing or it gets lost, he should be the person that is going to be asked about it.
Yiko ke mina kungamele ngisayine ukuthi book out ngoba ngathi nje book out mina usho ukuthi sikwi-position yami.
Now that is the reason why I shouldn't sign the booking out, because that would then entail it is now in my possession if I sign against the book out of that particular item.
Thank you.
What you have on?
Were you not even required to make a note in the register that such a firearm has been booked out or it was taken by, for instance, in this case, Mr. Mangena, for ballistic analysis?
Ubengalindela ukuthi wena ukwenza lokho ukuthi ingxenye enjena ke yobufakazi okanye exhibit yakhishwa okanye yabhukwa out nguMangena ukuze ayokwenza aqhubeke ayosphenya lesi sibhamu. No,
bekungenzeki kanjalo esikhathini esidlule.
No, but previously that is not how the procedure was.
Thank you. Now, back to the statement that you made. If I were just to request that a copy of the statement be
I guess we will go to the statement osenzile.
Thank you. You had earlier on indicated that it's a statement and it's a signature and everything. I don't expect a policeman who makes his own statements to come and rebuke it and disown it. You understand? That would be very...
Angikulindeleke lokho ukuthi iphoyisa elizokwenza istatement esaso emva kwalokho ke ezila enkantolo abese ke uzokhuza ke okuqukethwe yilesi statement okanye ukusiphika leso statement.
Yes, to say no, that's not me who said that.
Ukusho ke ukuthi cha akusiyimini owasho lokho.
Thank you, Mr. Mtshali. My Lord, with the permission of the court, I'm going to request that at the end of it all, that this be handed in an exhibit. My colleagues will assist me as to what exhibit should this be. But briefly, this is what you state, Mr. Mtshali, in the statement.
Yes.
Lokho kushoyo ke kulesi statement sakho ngizocela ke ukuthi le ngxenye ke yobufakazi ingene okanye lesi statement singene njengengxenye yobufakazi la enkantolo. I think you were given a copy, probably the photocopying machine had a problem, but down there it stated the 5th of August 2020. That is as I stretch my eyes. Yes. That is correct, yes.
Thank you.
5 is August 2020.
Now you are saying there, I'm going to read what you wrote. I'm an adult
ngumuntu osekhulileke eminyakeni.
I'm an adult male employed in the South African Police Service as a warrant officer,
Ngumuntu wesilisa ke osebenzela isiphoyisa njengo-warrant officer.
stationed at Cleveland, South African Police Services.
Kanti ke ngisebenzela khona laphana eCleveland South African Police Services.
Attached to
Estations
this
zasekhona.
pole and perform duties as an exhibit commander with service number and a telephone number that is stated in the statement.
Umsebenzi engiwenzayo ke omayelana ke nokugcina kwema exhibits
Exhibit commander.
njengo exhibit commander one number leyana ke ese ishiwo khona lapha.
Now, in paragraph 2 thereof, you state that on Monday, the 27th of July, 2020, at about 14:45,
Uyasho ke khona lapha ku paragraph number 2 ukuthi ngomsombuluko nge-27 zika July 2020 ngabo 2:45 emini bebata.
I was on duty at my office.
Kanti bengisemsebenzini khona lapha e-office lami.
I was approached by Colonel Gininda from National Head Office, Cold Case Unit,
Kwase kuza kimina ke uKenneth Gininda owayechama khona lapha yana e-National Head Office Cold Case Unit.
Colonel Gininda asked me to book out exhibit SAP 13/86/2015 on Fosloras case 63610 of 2014.
uKenneth Gininda ke wasuyangicela ukuthi mangimbukele out i-exhibit SAP 13/86/2015 yase Fosloras case number 636/10/2014.
The items were sealed in a forensic bag number PA 400-440-4332, which was containing a firearm and an empty magazine.
Kanti ke le ingcenye lezi ke zazifakwe ngaphakathi o leyo nto yayifakwe ngaphakathi kwesil ivaliwe ethi ngisho kanjalo ke iyayivaliwe ngaphakathi kwe okanye isiliwe ngaphakathi kwe forensic bag number PA 400-440-4332 kanti ngaphakathi kwakhona ke isibhamu no magazine owawungenazo inhlamvu.
I am confirming that the said exhibits were not tampered with while they were under my care.
Ngiyaqinisekisa ke ukuthi le ingxenye ke zobufakazi okanye lama exhibit bewangazange abanje okanye abe tempered ngenkathi ke asaqashwe yimi.
Mr. Gininda was also provided with copies of SAP 13/86/2015 from the original SAP 13 registrar, which is kept in my office book, which is kept in my office. That is book number 3/2 in brackets 2014/2017, page 21.
Kanti uKenneth Gininda wase unikwa ke amakhophi we SAP 13/86 ye 2015 uqhamuka kwi original yayo i SAP 13 lena ke kanti I register yakhona okungukuthi igcinwa khona lapha e-office lami kanti I book 03/02 ngaphakathi kuma brackets ke wasubhala 2014 we are 2017 at page 21.
Now you conclude the statement by saying, I know and understand the content of this declaration. I have no objection to taking the prescribed oath, and you consider the prescribed oath to be binding on your conscience, and then you went to sign it and you put in your force number. and the date on which you made the statement.
kanti ke wase uyaqhubeka ngaleyo paragraph ukuthi ngiyazi futhi ngiyazwisisa ke okuqukethwe lesi simemezelo kanti anginayo ke inkinga ukuthi ngathatha isifungo futhi ke ngizaloko ngikhumbula ukuthi isifungo sinamandla olawulo phezulu kwenembeza wami emva kwalokho ke wase ubhala khona lapha ufaka i-force number yakho wasayina wafaka ne-date khona lapha.
Do you understand your statement?
Uyazwisisa ke?
Yebo kunjalo.
Yes, it is indeed so.
Thank you. Do you confirm that also in your statement, which is a document that you had penned to try and explain what could have happened as you dealt with this firearm, you do not mention that on the 20th of July 2020, Mr. Mangena came in your presence to come and fetch the firearm in question for ballistic
kulesi
analysis?
statement sakho khona ke okungaveleli kulesi statement sakho ukho konke okuqukethwe istatement akuvelele ukuthi uMangena weza nge-20 zika July 2020 ukuthi makaze azobooka out lesi spam ukwenza azothatha lesi spam. Uyakubona lokho?
Ngiyabona lokho.
Yes, I can see that.
Thank you.
Yes?
Kunombuzo lapho.
There is that a question or?
No, I'm only bringing it to your attention.
Or should ngiyaqaphelisa nje kuphela. Understood.
Thank you. And you are saying in your evidence in chief very emphatically again that exhibits which are under your custody, they don't get to be tampered with.
Usho kanjalo ke lobufakazi bokuqala uma umbuso ubuza imibuzo kanti usho ukuthi kubuza imibuzo ukuthi yabona ingxenye zobufakazi ezicatshwe nguwe hayi angeke ubone uyithole zingaqondile okanye ziye zabanjwa.
Is that not so?
Kunjalo.
It is indeed so.
And just to affirm that, you are saying it is because the keys to the strong room where the exhibit are kept by you.
Usho lokho ke uchubeka uqinisekise ukuthi lokho ngeke kuze kwenzeke ngenxa yokuthi phela ke ikey zalapha yana kwi strong room zihlala kuwe.
Yebo kunjalo.
It is indeed so.
Thank you. I won't be long.
Ngeke ngibe mudeke.
Mr. Mangena, who the state will still call to come testify, has also made a statement explaining how he got possession of the firearm or the exhibit, which we know is a firearm, of course.
Mangena okunguthi umbuso uzokwazi ukuthi umbize ukuthi makeze ezothola ubufakazi la enkantolo naye usenzile sakhe statement sokusho ukuthi uthathe iziphi inyathelo wenze kanjani ukuthi egcineni ke athole lezi ngxenye zobufakazi.
And this is what he's going to say.
Lokho azokhuluma ke ilokho kulandelayo.
I'm going to read from an affidavit that he penned on the 12th of August 2020.
Ngizofunda kule affidavit ayenzile nge-12 zika August 2020.
If I'm not mistaken, it's just 5 days after you had penned yours.
Uma ngingaphosisi ke mhlambe insuku ezu5 emva kokuthi wena ke uwenze esakho i-statement.
Now, very quickly, this is why he will come and tell this court, amongst others.
Abeges?
I'm saying very quickly, this is what Mr. Mangena will come and tell this court, amongst others.
Manje ke ngokusheshsha ke yilokho ke uBamangena azokhuluma kuzo zonke izinto ayikhulumile kulesi statement sakhe.
He says, or he will come and say, on Monday,
Uzosho ke lana athi ke ngomsombuluko
the 20th of July 2020,
nge-20 zika July 2020
in the performance of his duties,
ukuthi ke lokwenza umsebenzi wakhe
he booked out an exhibit, a firearm and ammunition at Cleveland SAPS, as per Cleveland case number 9602,
usho njalo ukuthi ke ngase ngikhipha 02
2015.
okay uthi ke ngase ngiyobhuka out i-exhibit okanye kuyisibhamu nenhlamvu zakhona khona laphana eCleveland SAPS ukuya ngale Cleveland case number 96/02/2015
From SAP 1386 of 2015.
okuphuma kuyo iSAP 1386 ya 2015.
The said exhibits, now that is what Mr. Mangena will come tell this court. The said exhibits were received in an open evidence bag with number PA 400 4000
Ilokho akushoyo ke uthi lama exhibit okukhulunywa ngawo khona laphana ke atholakala ngaphakathi kwe evidence bag evuliwe iyena leyo number lo ke iPA 4008108885
and were booked out for further examination purposes as per Fosloris case 636/10 of 2014.
kanti ke zabhukwa out ukuya ke ngophenyo oluchubekayo kule ya case yase Fosloris case number 636/10/2014.
Thank you, sir.
Sabon.
Now, in essence, Mr. Mangena would come tell this court that indeed on the 20th, he went to Cleveland Police Station and booked out these exhibits, but when he booked them out, these exhibits were contained in an open evidence bag.
Uzoza ke aqinisekise lo Mangena ukuthi uyile khona lapha eCleveland Police Station kanti uthi makafika khona ke nge-20 zika July 2020 ayo booker out ingxenye zobufakazi uthe ke makafika khona lezo ingxenye zobufakazi zazingaphakathi kwe evidence bag eyayingavaliwe.
And that is in short what he will come and tell this court amongst others.
azokusho lana enkantolo.
Is it correct, sir, that in your statement that we had dealt with earlier on, you do not mention that Mr. Mangena came on the 20th of July 2020 to come and book out these items that he says, to put them out?
Ngabe kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi estatementini sakho awuzange ukusho lokho ukuthi nge-20 zika July 2020 ubaba Mangena weza ezokhipha ke okanye ezobhuka akhiphe isibhamu khona lapha yana SAP 30 awukushongo lokho.
Statement sami lesi ndona.
Are you referring to that statement? Yeah, no, I didn't say it. Yes, indeed, I didn't say that.
Is it further correct, sir, that on the very same statement, you do not mention that the bag that contained the exhibits that Mr. Mangena came to fetch on the 20th of July 2020 was not sealed?
Ngabe kuyiqiniso ke ukuthi nakwi statement sakho futhi okwesibili ukuthi awuzange kusho ukuthi le exhibit bag lena eyayifake ingxenye zobufakazi uma ngene bezoyilanda ibingavaliwe okanye ibingasilwanga awukushongo lokho kwi statement sakho.
Ayangishongo vele.
Indeed so, I didn't say it.
Thank you. And is it correct that in your evidence, I'm sorry, just before we get there, is it also correct that as you have listened to what I put to you as what would Mr. Mangena would come and say, that Mr. Mangena does not mention the fact that he received these exhibits on the 20th of July 2020 from warrant officer as you were then Mtshali?
Yes,
uyaqinisekisa ukuthi akakusho lokho ukuthi lezi zinto wayithola kuwe warrant officer Mtshali ngaleso sikhathi akusho beku warrant officer Mtshali.
Yebo.
Yes, I agree. He doesn't mention that.
Hayi akasho.
He didn't say it.
Thank you, sir. I said to you, I won't be long.
Ngithe kuwe angizoba mude.
Do you remember at the inception of our engagement, that is now me and you, in cross-examination, you said the reason why you were so emphatical and you were so strict about the fact that exhibits that are brought to your attention should always be contained in sealed exhibit bags, not so?
Uyakhumbula ke waqinisekisa nje ubulumise nje amazinyo wakho kanjalo ukuthi hayi ama exhibit alethwa la kuwena afanele ukuthi abe sewasiliwe alethwe kuwe asiliwe.
Yebo kunjalo.
It is indeed so, yes.
Is it further correct that in that initial engagement, you agreed to the fact that the purpose of a seal or of a sealed bag is to ensure that evidence is not being contaminated or altered in transportation and or storage?
Wase uyaqinisekisa futhi ke ukwenza isiqiniseko sokuthi ama exhibits alethwa ngebheki evaleke ngci uqinisekisa ke ukuthi akhuselekile ukuthi mhlambe mawahanjiswa nanoma abekwa njalo ukuthi avikelekile ngaleyo ndlela.
Kunjalo.
It is indeed so, yes.
Thank you. Let me bring a very light moment. Now, is it then not so that on the basis of this immediate factual matrix, there exists a likelihood that the firearm that Mr. Mangena received on the 20th of July 2020 could not have been or might not have been the original firearm that was brought to Cleveland Police Station by Mr. Masondo? If you have got an answer to this, you can say, I'm Mnisi, I don't want to commit myself. Or you can just answer if you want.
No comment.
Yes.
No comment.
Uthi cha ngeke ngiphendule leyo nto leyo ukuthi lesi sibhamu esalethwa kunokwenzeka ukuthi akusisona esalethwa phambilini. Shuthi ke nge-20 zika July 2020 kunokwenzeka ke umangena mageza ezothatha isibhamu bekungesona ke isibhamu lesokuqala uthi cha angifuni ukuphawula ke khona lapho.
Yes. On the 27th of July 2020, you did your best that you could do under the circumstances when they brought back this firearm from Forensic Science Laboratory. However, nobody would know that it was the original firearm that was put in by Mr. Masondo. Not so. We don't have a comment as well.
But no comment.
You know the mannerism here. There is no comment.
Yes.
Usho njalo ke uthi udabu yalazi angeke ngiphawule khona lapho ukuthi lesi sibhamu nge-27 zika July 2020 masilethwa siqhamuka khona lapha yana FSL kunokwenzeka ke ukuthi bengabe kulethwe isibhamu okungesona uthi hayi lapho ke angiphawuli.
Thank you, sir.
Can I say something?
No. Thank you, sir. From me to you, the very best we can. Thank you, my Lord. I no longer have any question to this witness.
Sorry, the new man.
Thank you, my daughter. I have no cross-examinations with this witness. Thank you.
Cross-examination, Mr. Mtshali.
Captain,